of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling aha. And I never been down with no OPP. I talk about selling our people's property. Don't know who doing it, so don't round me out. Don't send no police round me and tell me shush my mouth. Where's our conviction? But where's our pride? We selling everything, selling our backside. Just go online, it'll make you sick. You can buy any island, just point and click. See, they're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling aha. Hey, hey. Ride him. My mother always say when you find a donkey, ride it. Who's donkey? Man, come on. We got a whole nation in 73. Now we getting back the whole country. What kind of fools we must be, selling out for a bag of rice and a cup of tea. You know what does bug me? Help me understand. I can't find piece of property for under 80 grand, but I can fix this. I know what to do. I can squat just like them other people try make me do. See, they're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling aha. They're selling our country. Ooh, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling aha. I get everybody sell some every day. They're selling one island, they won't keep. What can be left for you and me? Is this the example? What's our kids to do? You want them have a sense of pride, or go selling too? Cause they're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling aha. They're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling our whole country. Ooh, they're selling aha. They're selling our country, yes man. They're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling aha. They're selling our country, yes, yes. They're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling aha.
Whoa, girls, we outdoing it.
I start with a document released by Tenneco. It's a Tenneco 1986 internal report. States that the oil projections in the Bahamas are anywhere from 4 billion to 17 billion barrels. In 1986, Lynden Pindon gave Tenneco authorization to drill 7 exploratory wells. The names of those wells are Manta Base, Sand Shark, Bluefin, Lionfish, Blue Marlin, Grouper, and Hammerhead. Now, findings. Manta Bay estimate 1.447 billion barrels.
So the first question most people ask is, why are you in the Bahamas? And there's some sort of presumption that it's about palm trees and beaches and cocktails, but actually we're in the Bahamas because it's a very, very, very prolific oil-producing region. There were, as I'll get into in a few minutes, there are historical wells. It's in a very prolific oil-producing region. There's been a 3D seismic campaign. And
Lionfish, estimate 0.94 billion barrels. Grouper, estimate 6.492 billion barrels. Hammerhead, estimate 1.007 billion barrels. Total amount of barrels estimated 17.063 billion barrels. Bahamas 3D seismic test and what was discovered. 1. 3 traps identified as fulls of where oil has accumulated. 2. These traps rival those of the Middle East in size. 3. The Bahamas oil potential is as big as those of the Middle East. What has happened with the natural resources of the Bahamas, especially oil? The oil resources of the Bahamas, Bahamians, are worth tens of trillions of dollars.
We're at the point where we have to drill a well, and we have to get going on the drilling of that well by April 2017.
Look at it. Remember, this is the same packaging that they had on their website. This is their product. And so this is at petbarn.com, petbarn.com. And so this aragonite is what they use for fish aquariums around the world. This is a 9-kilogram bag. And so that is about 20 pounds, just under 20 pounds. So this is a 9-kilogram bag of Aqua Natural Oolitic Aragonite sand. Look at how much money they're getting for one 20-pound bag. $63 for one 20-pound bag. Let's do the math. And so if it's 9 kilograms, there's 1,000 kilograms in a metric ton. And so if you do the math, 1 metric ton that they paid $2 for is on the market for up to $7,000 they're making off of that $2 metric ton. Surely this is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Wow, this is mind-blowing. Of course, in other places, we found, like on Amazon.com, it sells for much cheaper. But this is the high end, and this is the end result. So we found this for much less, sometimes half of what we see here. So if it's half of the 7,000, then maybe it's about 3,000 that they can make from that metric ton. If it's a little less than that, maybe it's 2,000. There is no industry in the world that I can think of where that kind of profit can be made. This makes aragonite more valuable than gold, more valuable than diamonds. There's no other product in the world that you can pay $2 a metric ton for and sell for thousands of dollars. Whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7,000, there is no product where this is doable. And so this is a major industry. And this is why we say our aragonite is worth trillions. Okay, so let me put this in perspective for you. Right now, a barrel of crude oil is selling for about $41.68. Okay, and so there's about 42 gallons in a barrel. So that's roughly about $1.01 per gallon. So let's say $1 per gallon. And so that's the raw material. The street value to the gasoline pump is $2.19 per gallon. So they spend $1 on the crude oil, but the final product is $2.19. That's the street value. With aragonite, their cost of the material is $2 per ton. $2 per metric ton. And the street value is up to $7,000 per metric ton. To be fair, in most cases we found it at cheaper, but that is the ultimate price. In some cases we found it at $35 for the bag, and in some cases we found it at $18 per bag, even cheaper. But in any event, that is thousands of dollars per metric ton. You do the math. But this is not even the big story here. The big story is what is on the packaging. And we've been showing you the packaging all this time. But we really want to show you what's really on this packaging. And so we're going to zoom into this packaging and show you what you have not been seeing on this packaging. It's mind-blowing. Let's do a little close-up. Now, look at this packaging. Isn't that beautiful packaging? Look at the blue and the light blues and the cute little fishy. Look at Nemo. Nemo is playing around with our aragonite. But a closer look will show you what's really going on in the Bahamas. What the government is really hiding and pretending not to know. Wow, look at that. If you read carefully, a closer look will show you the truth. It says genuine marine aragonite from the Bahamas. Wow, they are actually advertising on their packaging, not just on their website, that this is genuine marine aragonite from the Bahamas. This is our aragonite. This is the aragonite that our government doesn't seem to know that it exists. Oh my God, it does exist. But wait, there's more.
Carbon credits. Over the holidays, when all of you guys were out there partying and enjoying Junkanoo, the government passed the National Development Fund Act.
Stop right there. Last week I told you all that anytime you want to see something important happens, and I gave reference to the fact that they pass all the crime bills and all the things like rape cases and stuff like that, and all of the sex acts and stuff that people want to enjoy. They would pass those things at the end of the year. You remember me telling you that? They pass those things at the end of the year when no one is looking, no one peeping, no one checking nothing. They partying. So you hear what he said just now? They passed this thing, a second act, while you all were partying. You had no time to waste. Carry on, sir.
But what is even more significant, not that they passed the act for the National Development Fund, that act also repealed the Sovereign Wealth Fund Act. So they repealed the Sovereign Wealth Fund Act and instituted this national development that the Prime Minister himself and the Minister of Finance, who happen to be the same person, has complete autonomy in terms of decision making.
And that's something.
Now, these acts separately by themselves doesn't constitute the big picture. But when you take a look at these acts in tandem, the big picture emerges. And so you ask the question, what's going on? If the Bahamas had decided to go to the mandatory side of the market, the UN had certain protocols in place. One of those protocols is that the government of the Bahamas would have to set up a sovereign wealth fund, and more than 60% of the proceeds from the carbon credits would have to go into that sovereign wealth fund and be dispersed to the citizens of the country.
See, now that's the big catch. Do you understand? You understand that that big catch means then that because they have done away with with the Sovereign Wealth Fund. There is no 60% to put into the Sovereign Wealth Fund. You follow? And so the Sovereign Wealth Fund is no longer. Carry on.
And there are a couple of things that happened prior to that. That has to do with FTX. But we're going to get to that a little bit later on in the show because I don't want to get that really conflated with what's going on here. I ran some numbers, and I'm going to throw some conservative numbers at you, very conservative numbers. The first tranche of carbon credits, the initial tranche based on Mr. Ferguson, who has been appointed to the management company, who's in charge of the management company. The initial tranche, according to him, would be $9 million. 9 million units of carbon credits, which is about just under $800 million if you go to the mandatory side of the market. Now, the total valuation for the mangrove swamps in the Bahamas is close to 100 million units of carbon credits. So you're talking about just over $8 billion annually. And so 60% of that going into a sovereign wealth fund means that every single citizen of the country over the age of 18 would receive a sovereign wealth payment monthly of between $3,000 and $3,500 monthly. And on an annual level, it would be between $36,000 and $42,000.
Well, good afternoon, Bahamas, and welcome to all of you. Welcome to you. Thank you for spending your Sunday with us. We always appreciate all of you being a part of our program, being a part of our show, helping us to educate the Bahamian people, helping us to spread the message around, and educating yourselves. We thank you for being here, and it's a good day to be alive. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Sunday, and it's the 9th of July, 2023, and we are broadcasting live from around the world. We're broadcasting live from around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, it is always a pleasure to be with you. I know that you're watching us from all over, and just a reminder that not only are we on Facebook, but we are also on YouTube, on many of our different platforms. We're also on Twitter, we're on LinkedIn, and some of our other platforms out there. All right. So if you can't watch it on one, you can watch it on another. You can also watch it on your TVs on YouTube if you want to get a good viewing experience. So thank you so much for joining with us. It's always a pleasure. I'm wearing my T-shirt with our Rebellious Fist in the Bahamian colors today. And it's talking about Bahamians coming together. And there's a reason I'm wearing this shirt, for Bahamians to come together. And that is because after 50 years, we are still divided as a people. And the same people have divided us as a people so that they can benefit from everything that is ours. And ladies and gentlemen, it is time for us to come together. Because if we don't come together, we're going to lose everything that we have. Tomorrow, well, tonight, a few hours from now, is going to make 50 years since they have lowered the Union Jack and raised the Bahamian flag. Our country, in my humble opinion, has not progressed the way that it should. And in many aspects, we are far worse off than we were when the Union Jack was lowered. It is an embarrassment in some instances, but I can tell you that the only people who have really benefited from the Bahamas over the last 50 years are foreigners and politicians. Politicians and those involved with politics on the outside, like Frankie Wilson, etc., they've made themselves billions of dollars over these years. Foreigners have come to our country with nothing and gotten rich. They've lived the Bahamian dream. They've come here with some light skin, a coat suit, and a briefcase, and left with millions of dollars. They've come, opened a hotel, made lots of money, sold out, and moved on. Not one hotel has lasted in our country, while tourism is our number one industry. The Cable Beach Hotel was supposed to be our savior. That flopped. The government had to buy it out. The Crystal Palace was supposed to be our savior after that. That flopped. They had to buy it out. We've had many hotels over the years. Club Landor, Holiday Inn, Club Med on Paradise Island. Atlantis was supposed to be our savior. Atlantis flopped and sold out. They failed. The Hilton is, well, the British Colonial is sold over and over and over. But our number one industry is still not owned by Bahamians. Our number one industry is still not owned by Bahamians. And at this time, 50 years later, it is still illegal discouraged for a Bahamian to own a casino hotel. The casino hotel is the nexus of our economy. Everything flows around the casino hotel. Yet Bahamians don't own it. And we are celebrating 50 years. The offshore banking industry is our number 2 industry. Not one Bahamian owns an offshore bank. And we're celebrating 50 years. Would America be celebrating if their number 1, 2, 3, 4 industries were not owned by Americans? Would they not do everything in their power to make sure that Americans own these industries? What manner of darkness is this that we are living under? In what world is this acceptable? That we continue to have a parasitic economy and we are satisfied with that. I cringe 50 years later every time I hear Chester Cooper announce that they have that some other foreigner has come in and is going to open something else with government concessions that Bahamians don't have the same access to. Every time Chester Cooper and Brave Davis shake someone's hand, something else is sold out, gone forever. 50 years later. Agriculture has been destroyed. We cannot feed ourselves. And it was destroyed first by the Pinland era, and then Ingram finished it, destroyed it. We'll have some lives on that, particularly when we release our shadow ministers. Agriculture has been destroyed. Our healthcare system is destroyed. We have no healthcare. I received an injury a few weeks ago, a couple of weeks ago. I don't remember how long ago it was. On Father's Day, actually. I received an injury. I mashed my finger in an iron gate. You might have noticed as I was doing my lives, I was bandaged around my finger, etc. I decided to, because it was a mashed finger, I wanted to see how the hospital system in the Bahamas works. I've never used it. I've never stayed in the Princess Margaret Hospital. I've never used their services, other than when I was a young boy and I had asthma, etc. My mother would take me there for oxygen. But that's when I was a young boy. So I said, you know what? How could we govern this country if we don't have experience in going through what the Bahamians go through? And I decided to go through it, to see what the system is like, and to see what the problem is and what everyone is complaining about. We need help in our healthcare area. The nurses are leaving in droves, and more nurses are about to leave as they do their exams again. I'm talking to nurses on a daily basis. We are in trouble. And so I went through a registration system that took to register to go to the orthopedic area, where they do the dressing, etc. That process took about 2 hours. Just to register. One day when I went to register, by the time as I got to where I was going, they said, oh, clinic closed. What? The hospital system in New Providence needs help. I had to then jump on a plane to go and save my finger. I won't go into details now. We'll talk about that another day. I got a mashed finger. I had to jump on a plane a few days ago to save my finger. Just a mashed finger. We need help. Bahamians' help isn't coming from anywhere else. But the problem is you keep accepting mediocrity. You keep accepting the failure of these governments. The healthcare system, I don't have to describe that. You know what it's like. Crime is completely out of control, and part of it is because the politicians who are, especially those in power now, are connected to criminals. They're telling you what I'm guessing. The political system, especially this PLP government, is connected to criminals. I told you this before election. I told you what was about to happen. And so they can't solve crime. We'll get to that in more details later. The educational system is a failure. It has been a failure. 50 years of the average, and that's acceptable. 50 years of the average. I saw an elderly lady the other day. I met her in the parking lot, and she stopped me. She said she supports COI 100%. Elderly lady. And she said to me, she said she had a conversation with Eddie Hanna, who was her cousin, a family member. And Eddie Hanna she's a very old lady, said that, boy, if you that age, if you in that set, you only had probably a grade 3 education because we made sure that's all you had. And she said that statement disturbed her. It was as if it was an admission that they intentionally kept us dumb. They intentionally kept us down. They intentionally gave us a mediocre educational system. Why do they keep us dumb? Why? If you're dumb, they can take advantage of you. They can do things that what Keith Bell did recently and get away with it. They can tell you any nonsense and you'll be there saying, oh, well, what crime did he commit? It isn't illegal. He just doesn't have to step down because it wasn't a crime. Crimes are not the only reason you have to step down. There are many wrong things that you could do that are not crimes. And the politicians said that, and for some people that was satisfactory. And this is the reason they keep us dumb. There is no area of the Bahamas that is better 50 years later. None. There is no area. Our banking system, even the private banks, it's not better. Higher and higher prices, we're getting screwed. The service is horrible. There is no area in the Bahamas that is better. None. We had access to more debt, which is actually more slavery. So you would think that, oh, see, people got homes, they got low-cost homes, and that the government benefited from, the PLP and F&M. When they build homes, don't let them brag about that. They're making the money from that. They are giving contracts to the cronies, our homes, which is the PLP and F&M is making money from that. That's not an accomplishment for Bahamians. They are doing that to make billions of dollars. 50 years later, we are still paying high prices for electricity. And there are still people with red and yellow shirts on. This is what is confusing to me. The reason electricity is high right now has nothing to do with the fuel surcharge. I have shown you that the price of fuel has gone down almost 50%, almost by half. Almost half. But your fuel surcharge has doubled. Your light bills have doubled. And people are still wearing F&M and PLP shirts. This is what is confusing to me. This is some kind of insanity. And it's the F&Ms and PLPs who are benefiting from the high cost of electricity that you are paying, from the high fuel surcharge. I understand the paid trolls. They're being paid to go out there and say stuff on social media, call the radio shows and say all manner of nonsense, just sing the praise of the government and their party. I understand that. They're being paid for that. They're prostitutes. I don't understand any regular Bahamian right now that would wear a red or yellow party shirt. I can let y'all talk today. I can let y'all talk. Electricity is high. Our road system is still failing. It's an embarrassment. The potholes, they keep hiring unqualified people just as a way to give favor or give contracts to cronies. Fixing roads is more than just taking some tar and filling a hole. There's some science behind it. There's some experience it goes behind, which you're supposed to actually be doing. Jesus, Lord. Jesus. But they're just giving the contracts to their little cronies. That's why they're just patching it up. There is no area, and I challenge all of the political prostitutes who are watching this right now. I challenge you to show me an area that's better off now than 50 years ago. I want to open the phone lines today. I had some stuff I wanted to show you, but I decided to wait until after. There's some people who are still blind and they want to celebrate. I won't destroy that for them today. We're going to go live again on Tuesday and on Sunday, and we're going all out. We're going to open the eyes of the Bahamian people, and we're going into overdrive to show the Bahamian people what is happening. Before I go on, I'm going to open the phone line so we can have this conversation together. Open this phone line so we can have this conversation together. The number is 803-5995. But while I'm doing that, I just want to have some special announcements before I answer the phone. Just give me a sec. I just want to say a special happy birthday to one of our loyal members, Miss, we call her Symphony, but she's Symphonia Knowles. I just want to say a special happy birthday to you. She is one of our warrior princesses. She was, of course, locked up out there with us at Bahama and CARICOM. Very intelligent businesswoman. And of course, they say all of the beautiful people are in the COI. Well, there's all of the beautiful and intelligent people. And so I just want to say a special happy birthday to you, Miss Symphonia Knowles, to you and your family, your husband, your children. I hope that you all enjoy this very special weekend. And thank you for all the sacrifices that you are making for the Bahamian people. And God bless you. Let's keep fighting. All right, let's keep fighting. And so thank you again for your sacrifice. All right, happy birthday to you, Symphony, and God bless you. All right, so if your birthday is coming up, just let me know so we can deal with that. Also, to all of our supporters in Eleuthera, we're going to be coming down to Eleuthera at the end of this month. We're coming down to Eleuthera we're going to be in Eleuthera on, I think we're coming down on the 20th of July, the 28th of July. So make sure that you are there. We're going to come down there. We're going to have a meeting where we can discuss some stuff. We're going to investigate what's going on down there. So we're coming down there in 2 weeks, in about 2 weeks. I think the date is the 28th of July. We're going to confirm that for you. Send out the flyers, send out the date so you know what's going on. Eleuthera is ready. We've been getting a lot of calls from Eleuthera, North Eleuthera, South Eleuthera. We are ready. And so we're going to be hitting all of the islands. All right. So Eleuthera, we're coming to Andros. So you all just stay tuned. But this month, we're going down to Eleuthera. All right. So make sure that you are ready. We're going to Andros in August. So this month is Eleuthera, then is Andros, then we're coming back to Abaco. All right. And we'll also, right after that, we'll be releasing some more of our shadow ministers. All right. But so just remember, July, it's Eleuthera. August is Andros. And then after that, we'll be going on down to Abaco. All right. So thank you so much. All Blackwood, get ready. Eleuthera, get ready. We're going to be down there. All right. Someone says, when you come into Bimini, in short order, just stay tuned. We'll let you know what the schedule is. All right. And of course, all of these things take money. We're going to every island. We don't want to take any money from any oligarchs, etc. The only people that we're going to owe when we get into power is the Bahamian people. All right. And so that's how we operate. And so we're going to have another dollar drive this weekend, this Saturday coming. we're going to have another dollar drive. We're going to announce the location. Just look at my Facebook page. You can see the location where we'll be. But we'll have another dollar drive this Saturday. So we want all of you to come out and support. Make sure that we can keep the movement going. This is a special movement and has to be funded by you. And so make sure that you are there to support us and aid us in what we're doing. The status quo is shocked and surprised at how we're able to do what we've been doing so far. But it's because of you. All right. So we're going to have a dollar drive. We're going to be out there on the streets. So we're going to need one person to show up to where dollar drive is and assist us. That's where you can come and put your money in the bottles. Or we also need persons to come out there and help us to collect the money. The more people, the more we can collect. Sometimes there's a lot of traffic, and some people want to give, but they don't want to hold up traffic. So the more of you come out on Saturday, the better. Again, just look at my Facebook page, the Coalition Facebook page, and etc., and you'll see the exact times, etc. And if you're in our groups, it will be posted in our WhatsApp groups. All right. So just make sure that you are there and that you are ready and to continue to support this powerful movement. We've been inundated with persons who have come forward, to say that they're leaving the PLP, they're leaving the FNM. A lot of people. We're being flooded with persons who are signing up right now. So thank you for all of your support. Thank you for believing that we can do better in this Bahamas. Thank you. So let's continue this conversation. I want you to join this conversation. 803-5995 is the number. 803-5995 is the number. Let's get it up on the screen for you. 50 years later, let's hear what you have to say about 50 years later. Let the government hear what you have to say. How do you feel? I know a lot of us just want to celebrate. We just want to party, et cetera, but I just can't. So I will not be participating in the events, all right? So 50 years later, how do you feel? Call 803-5995 is the number, 803-5995. All right, we got about 1,393 people here on the system. Come, call in. Let's hear what you have to say. Let them hear from you today. How do you feel about what's going on? And while I'm waiting for you to call in, Bahamas Air had an incident. We're so sorry, that these things are going on. It's like there's just failure all around. We saw people talk about the rain, the situation 50 years later in Andros. This is Andros.
This is San Andres International Airport. All right? San Andres International Airport. All right? Check it out. Everybody underneath this cabana is getting soaking wet. Running from the rain. But where to run? Nowhere to run. Nowhere to run. No, I mean, what is it? It's the international airport? Wow. So the tourists come through here also? Yeah. Oh, there's the bathroom right there? All right. Wow. San Andres Airport. International Airport.
That's San Andres International Airport. It is a gazebo. The airport is a gazebo. 50 years later, with all the champagne and caviar they're bragging about, the Andres Airport is a gazebo. We're told that there was an incident on an airplane, a Bahamas airplane, and then Bahamas Air came out and made some denials. The persons released video to show that the incident did happen and that it was the passengers who actually helped. Here's the video.
You gotta do something.
Let them know do something.
Is there a doctor? Is there a doctor on the plane?
I work in the medical field. Excuse me, sir. Get a ring. Oh my God. Just get some water. Get us some cold water.
I don't have cold water. just going around that shit. That's it. That's all she is. That's all she breathing.
Just lift her up. You walk from now on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Someone give me some candy. Give me some swing.
I knew this was going to happen.
Give me some swing.
I have a problem with my heart. I take meds every day from my heart.
Yeah. She needs some swing. What about anything in here?
I got some supplements. I got some supplements.
Open it.
Yeah. 50 years and we're still subsidizing Bahamas Air. 50 years. And we can't make that thing profitable. Qatar has put out a good airline. Dubai, Singapore, other countries are putting out good airlines. Tourism is our number one industry, so we need to make sure that tourists can get here. Why don't we have an international airline that goes to more places? Dubai increased airlift by making sure that they could get more tourists to come to their country on their airline, by making sure the airline went out there. When are we going to have the vision to do what we have to do? Well, I want to hear from you. You don't want to call yet. Y'all call before I end this live and go back to my recovery. But I want to hear from you today. I want to hear from you. And then we're going to talk some solutions. I want to hear from you today. All right? So let's hear from you. During this week also, what's his name? Kirk Cornish. Kirk Cornish sent out an apology. Now, we do not believe that Kirk Cornish wrote that. Well, we know Kirk Cornish didn't write that. All right, that was written for him in order to try to cover up for the government because it really looked bad what he did. And so a speech was written for him and they sent it out. All right. It says clarification and apology from Kirk Cornish, MP for North Abaco, regarding the recent comments. Clarification? How do you clarify saying that you're the Prime Minister of Abaco? Oh, Lord. Somebody check the phone line, make sure it's... all right, let me check the phone line. Okay, we up. All right, phone line is good. Good afternoon, you're live. Good afternoon, you're live. Good afternoon. Don't listen to your device. You're live. You can speak directly to me. Yeah, I'm out of the country. So as you can see with this background behind me, I'm out of the country. So call me on WhatsApp. I am so sorry about that, y'all. I should have told y'all. WhatsApp call me, please. Just WhatsApp call me. I'm out of the country right now.
Well, I know that, I know what you all are saying about independence, but what I feel like doing is wearing my COI t-shirt tomorrow, because I feel like that's what we should do, because I don't want the next 50 years to be like the past 50 years. I feel like we need to be more progressive and looking forward, and I believe that you all are the way that we're gonna achieve that, because you have a different vision and a different outlook than the other parties that we've had to contend with for the past 50 years. And, that's why I'm going to be wearing my t-shirt. And, I just feel like that's something I would like to put out there just in case anyone else feels the same way.
Great idea. I'll be doing it too. I'll be wearing my COI t-shirt tomorrow. And everyone, let's do that. Let's wear our COI t-shirt tomorrow to let them know that we're ready to move forward in a different direction.
Definitely.
All right.
And keep up the good work.
Thank you so much for your call. Okay. Sorry, guys. I forgot to tell everyone that I'm out of the country, and so you have to call me. You have to call me on WhatsApp call today. All right. Good afternoon. You're live.
Good afternoon, Lincoln.
Good afternoon, Graham. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I feel like you, though. and many other Bahamians disillusioned that after 50 years we have to see that disturbing footage on the national flag carrier. By now I thought we would have been going with the best jets in the world to Qatar, Singapore, Canada, US, bringing those people on our national flag carrier to visit us.
Yeah.
Instead, we're having problems connecting a few islands.
Wow.
And it's really sad. I mean, think about it. You've had, and I'm not here to talk bad about politician or party, but we've had people claiming to lead us. And after 50 years of all the people, we don't have a new hospital. We're still operating in a hospital that was built by the British back in 52. So think about that. The man on Paradise Island, the man at Cable Beach, the man downtown, and most recently the man around his boat downtown, all have gotten what they wanted, but we didn't even get a hospital. And what is adding insult to injury, God forbid we have some incident with some plane, we don't have a hospital that can even handle the trauma or triage that would be needed for those persons. Can you imagine if we had an incident with a plane and people scattered all over a runway and we have nowhere to take them? How that would actually look as a country?
Wow.
And I don't want to focus on everything, but I mean, I looked at one thing, just a hospital after 50 years. You could have had what we call a hospital with one operating theater, one small ICU, with only 2 beds in it, in almost every one of these inhabited islands.
This is true.
After 50 years. See, a hospital doesn't have to look like the big hotel. It can be a small building, but have the most cutting-edge equipment.
Yes.
And you know, if you look at all the people who've led us, not one has promised to pay our nurses and doctors the same money they would get in Canada.
Well, the COI did that before election, and we also promised our teachers that, and police officers. And so moving into the New Bahamas, our nurses will be paid what they would be paid in Canada or the United States. We've already expressed that. Our teachers and our police, etc.
So the thing is, after 50 years, I mean, we're not unhappy that we're 50 years old, but we're a bit discouraged that, because 40 years in the Bible is a biblical generation. So we've looked at another generation. Has the baton been passed? Have we made extra millionaires? How many people have we made millionaires? You know, it is a joke what we've done, Lincoln.
Wow.
Seriously. Anyway, I'm going to leave you with that so other people could call.
All right. Thank you, man. Appreciate
Have a good one. Yeah.
All right. All right. So you can WhatsApp call me at 803-5995. WhatsApp call me on that number. So I see a lot of you trying to get in just now. You can call now. This is the reality of what it is, where we are. Good afternoon, you're live.
Yes, hello, Lincoln.
Yes.
I think that I got this whole thing figured out, man.
Okay.
I'll give an example. One of the groups that I involved with that have some lawyers and some doctors and other I-polluted people involved with. When I speak with them, they recognize that what you are saying is true. They recognize that the Bahamas could benefit from all of the resources that you are showing them.
Yes.
They recognize that none of the systems in the Bahamas are working. They recognize that we are being governed by a gangster group. They recognize all of this. But still, when I said to them, look, let us all support the COI and see if we can make it better, they just refuse. All of them most of them are trying to make a better way of life for themselves and their family. Some of them are so poor they can't even rub 2 cents together, but they do not want to go with the COI. So some persons that I speak with, I say, well, what is the problem in the COI? They're saying that, man, even though this guy Lincoln Bain is talking good, I don't trust him. I said to them, you don't have to trust Lincoln Bain. Lincoln Bain is not the COI. Trust the party. Lincoln Bain, even though he may be the leader of the party, there is some forces behind him that would not even allow him to go wayward if he wanted to go wayward. Anyhow, I said all of that to say this. I think that we are bewitched, man. You gotta get them prayer warriors out there while we are doing everything. Only them prayer warriors can break this bewitchment that seem to inhabit the citizens of this nation.
Let me help you.
I just wanted to say that, because
let me help you. Let me help you with something, sir. I want you to understand people, and whenever there's an opportunity for change, there's never been a different result throughout history when change was in the air, when people needed or wanted change. It has always been the same story. You can write the same steps every time throughout history. I don't care when it was, in the Bible days, historic days, I don't care when it was, it's the same thing. I'll bring it to our country. When Pinlin and those wanted to run and bring change to this country, everyone was saying the exact same thing. We don't trust him. Who is he? He has no experience. Tell me one thing, one business he has run. Tell me one thing he has been successful in. That's what people were saying, you know. This band of beggars, they're a bunch of poor people. They can't run this country. All right? We might as well leave it with the UBP. At least they businessmen. They might be thieving, but they businessmen. They could operate. They know how to run a government. It was the same story. It wasn't until people were hurting so bad that they realized you have nothing to lose. We need the change and it must happen. People didn't trust Ingram. They said, listen, Hubert Ingram can't even speak. He's going to embarrass us internationally. He can't even say the word women properly. The man has no education other than a regular education. He's never been one day in college or university. They said all these manner of things about him. We don't trust him. He used to be a PLP. Many FNMs didn't trust him. All right? They said he used to be a PLP. The Cecil Wallace Whitfield faction of the party didn't trust him. But eventually, we needed change so bad that it must have come. And so, without giving more and more examples, I just want you to know that by them acknowledging that we need the change, it's the first step. The change must come. And the change, one thing that they do know is that change is not going to come from anyone in the PLP or anyone in the FNM, because what they can trust, and they can trust this based on experience, is that change will not come through them, and they will not do anything to benefit us. The only thing that's going to happen, the MPs are going to get rich, the same scandals over and over and over, and the people are going to get hoodwinked. You can trust that. That is a guarantee because it has happened every time. If Brave comes back, it's going to get worse. You can trust that. If Chester Cooper comes there, it's going to get worse. You can trust that. If Pintard or Menace comes back, it's going to get worse. That is a guarantee. But also a guarantee is that if someone different comes, something different is going to happen. Go ahead, sir.
I can agree with you 100% on that point. But what I really believe, I was a member of the prayer group for BFM while Miles was living. I was a member of that team that used to go around with Dr. Chara
Yes.
when he was alive to pray for people that were demon possessed. So I know demons are real. I have seen them operate in them realms. From what I am saying, I can tell you the Bahamas nation is bewitched. They're not stupid, you know. They just cannot help themselves. They need some prayers.
My brother, yes, Bahamians need prayers, but have faith. Have faith.
Yes.
It is here. The new Bahamas is at hand. Just have faith. Don't worry about what we have done in the past. We don't need everyone to agree. Everyone didn't agree that we should have independence, you know. And that's why Finland, when they asked him before election if we were going independent, he said no. And then he just went independent afterwards. Not everyone believed in independence. They didn't believe that the Bahamas could run itself. Just have faith that a new Bahamas is here. This is a God move. This is a move of the people. You cannot stop change when it's inevitable. The Progressive Liberal Party did not get the majority of the vote in 1967. Not even close. But they still came through with the win because it was time for change. Don't worry about those who are ignorant and those who are asleep. We don't need everyone. We need our 1/3 plus 1. There's the FNM, the PLP, and the COI. We don't even need the majority. We just need the most. Have faith. Change is here, my brother. Change is here. Keep spreading the word, putting in the work, doing what you have to do, but change is here. I got to take some other calls, all right?
Okay.
Thank you. Good afternoon, you're live.
Good afternoon, Mr. Bain.
Good afternoon.
How are you doing today?
I'm alive.
Happy independence to you.
Same to you.
I am a proud Black Bahamian woman.
Awesome.
In the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Awesome.
And I just called to tell you today on the Bahamas. Let's celebrate the Commonwealth, although our MPs and our prime ministers not celebrating us. But we are proud to be Bahamian. And I want to encourage you, my president, Lincoln Bain, continue steadfast, unmovable, unwavering, and abounding in grace in the word of the Lord. Be encouraged. But they want us this way. They want the Bahamas to be this way. And like the gentleman say, they are bewitched, but let them stay bewitched. Those who are woke, let's go forth.
Yes.
Let's support and rally behind Mr. Bain. I don't care who ain't with him. We are just going to press on. But listen, this is what the MP and the cabinet designed it to be.
Yeah.
For the hospital to be the way it is. For education to be the way it is. They
Yes.
want to pull down this wonderful country that is rich in resources, that is wealthy, that is rich in our resources. They want to pull this country down, but we will not stand for it. We will not allow it. We will not stand by and let them do what they want to do with this country.
Yes.
And that is what I call to tell you today. Be encouraged, President Bain. Be encouraged on this Independence Day. I know it's 12 o'clock tonight and tomorrow morning, but be encouraged.
Thank you.
It mightn't look that way. In the spirit realm, we are praying and fasting, and everybody can't see what we see.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? Be encouraged. In the spirit realm, we are advancing.
Yes.
Be encouraged. Don't look at what you see. Keep the drive going. God is you to do a work. And all you need is the people behind you.
Thank you.
Blessings on you.
Thank you.
And
God
take
bless
your
you
rest
too.
while you're away.
All right.
All right.
God bless. Good afternoon, you're live.
Good day, Mr. Ben. How you doing?
I am awesome. How you doing?
I'm great. I'm just one of your young followers. I just want to tell you how proud I am of you and to keep up the good work.
Thank you.
And we appreciate you.
Thank you, and God bless you. Doing this for you.
Okay, God bless you too.
All right, bye-bye. You have the WhatsApp call, 803-5995. WhatsApp call me, out of town. WhatsApp call me, 803-5995. Remember, a few months ago, they said I couldn't travel. Oh, my God. Every minute, they got a new rumor about me. I don't know. 803-5995. I just want to say, my experience in the hospital there, I went to the regular process. I went to A&E. And listen, those people saw me so quickly. I said, wow, I'm going there for a mash finger. This is here. This is going to be all night. Listen, this process was so organized and orderly. It was mind-blowing. I saw some strategies that we definitely have to bring to the hospital here in the Bahamas. And I can't see how we have all these professionals, all these people we pay all these money to in government that can't just go to hospitals elsewhere where it's efficient and then come back and bring that same system to the Bahamas. So we'll talk about that tomorrow in a minute. Good afternoon, you're live.
Good afternoon.
How you doing?
Good afternoon. Hi, Mr. Bain. Hi, my president.
Hi, how are you?
I want to say that I am very proud of you. I am 100% behind you.
Thank you.
I am in it all the way, and don't you worry about a thing. You know what you should consider thinking about, and the people out there who are listening, is that all of our diplomats who serve in this country, from Governor General to MPs to whoever they are, should be ashamed of themselves to not want to fight to save their country. And this is how you have to look at them and see who they are. Because it's impossible for all the people in this country who have big business and who have newspapers and who have all these radio stations and these people who are not standing up for their country, that is who we have to look out for. And so at the end of the day, for 50 years I lived in this country, I am very disappointed.
Yes.
Very disappointed. I am so disappointed, I could cry. And I always say to myself, why are we fighting for these people who don't care about their own country? Why are we fighting for them when they sitting around talking on the phone but can't come out and show their loyalty to their country? I am disappointed in all of these people in this country who call themselves Bahamians, even the ones who came here on a boat. I even disappointed with them because it is unjustified for people to hear the cry out from Bahamians in this country. The mothers who sleeping with a bucket in their bed so the rain don't wet them. The mothers who have to go to the place to get food, $80 stamp food to feed their families. When you out there worrying about what colors is gonna light up in New York on the tower and on the other place. This is what we are saying. You are false prophet in our country because you are more about what you see, but not what you do. And that is what we're watching. We're watching in this country that this prime minister has given us up like he's supposed to do this for his people, that he was elected in this country under a sovereign government to do the things he's doing to our poor people in this country that are sleeping all over the road with no place to go and no place to eat and no place to bathe. I deem you in the name of Jesus. I send 7 angels at you, and I'm going to let them scold you, Mr. Davis, because you are wrong to do this to your people. So either you wake up now before the charge is here. Amen.
Thank you. God bless you. Good afternoon, you're live.
Good afternoon, President Ben. How you doing, sir?
I am awesome. How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm just calling to let you know tomorrow I'll be putting on my 50 year of corruption t-shirt. Okay. And also, I'd like you to let everybody know in the Freeport area that we are having our crab fest on the 29th of this month. So
Who is
we are
we?
having it at
Who is
the
we?
office. It's a COI, at
Yes.
the COI branch.
Yes.
We are having a crab fest on the 29th of this month. And I'd like for all the COI members in the Freeport area to attend.
Well, we want all the people of Freeport, of Grand Bahama, to attend the COI Crab Fest.
Everybody, because we ready. We just waiting for the date.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
so good afternoon once again to all the COI family in the chat group, and you all have a wonderful day.
Awesome. Yes. All right. So there's not a lot to explain why we need change. But if the scientists have said that our carbon credits for seagrass alone, you're seeing all the carbon credits, just seagrass, is worth $156 billion. Brave tell you he ain't giving it to you. The F&M never gave it to you, and they're not going to give it to you. And Brave has guaranteed you. Brave said all he could do is reduce some taxes at some point. The seagrass is worth $156 billion a year, every year. That's $1 million for every single Bahamian adult over the age of 21. Every year. If we have to explain anything else to the Bahamian people, then we must be the dumbest race of people in the history of the world. If there's any further explanation needed why we should vote for the Coalition of Independence, who was the one to educate you? Who's the only one educating you and telling you about this? The other people lied to you about it. The other governments lied to you. They told you we have no natural resources. And then when we started producing the evidence, they said, oh, they ain't worth nothing. Well, first there were other people talking about the natural resources. We know that. KCX, Prescott Smith, all these people. They were out there. Michael and Seymour, all these people. But the government ignored them. And when we started producing the evidence and the documents, etc., and they came back and said, oh, it ain't worth nothing. They said, oh, the Aragonite industry only worth $2 million, million with an M. And one of their trucks worth but $16 million that they put the limestone in. They lied to you and told you we don't have natural resources while their signatures are on the document signing off the natural resources. And someone can question whether they trust them or Lincoln. Both the PLP and F&M have given away our natural resources, signed it off to these people. They know where it was going. They know everything. But they told you, hey, look that way. We ain't got no natural resources. Lincoln Bain and the COI revealed the truth to you. We put pressure on the government first to give it to you, to give it to the Bahamian people. We didn't want to go into politics. But because they kept up with their nonsense, we decided the only way to bring the change was to go into politics and bring the change. So if you want to trust them, go right ahead. I'll be good. I don't need anything from anybody. But if we need any more explanation, we don't even have to talk about anything else. We don't have to talk about oil, aragonite, this, that, whatever. There's now proof that our seagrass alone in carbon credits is $156 billion. Vote for F&M, you won't get a dime of that. Vote for PLP, you won't get a dime of that. Vote for COI, and that's yours. Any questions? If Bahamians are slow enough to still vote PLP and FNM while knowing the truth, then we don't deserve to have nothing as a people. I'd rather move on to some other country. Let me go to Turks and Caicos and tell them about sovereign wealth funds and natural. Oh, they're already benefiting from their sovereign wealth fund. Aha. Okay, let me go to Bermuda and tell them about sovereign wealth funds and natural. Oh, they're already benefiting from sovereign wealth fund. Oh, hold on, wait. Okay, go to Barbados and let's talk about sovereign wealth fund. Oh, they're already bringing in universal basic income and they're doing the sovereign wealth fund. Hold on now. We could be behind again? Again? Because we love to make politicians rich? And we love our politicians to lie to us? Our yearly budget is less than $3 billion. The seagrass alone is $156 billion. Jesus. Everyone on the sound of my voice watching this is 1,455 of you on here right now. I need your help to save our country. This is urgent. We have to spread the message to all of our brothers and sisters who are asleep. We cannot judge them because they are asleep. We were once asleep also. I was once asleep. I was once ignorant and did not know. I cannot judge anyone. We have to wake our brothers and sisters up. You have up to 3 years. Hopefully election will be next year, but you have up to 3 years to grab your family and friends and everyone around you. You're responsible for everyone around you. The growth of the mission and the message is not going to come because of anything that I do. My job is to come every Sunday and educate you. Have a place for you to send your family and friends and say, oh, you don't understand? Go listen to Lincoln. He'll give you an opportunity to call in. You can ask your questions. There's nothing to hide. If it's something you don't understand or you don't believe. That's my job, to create the place. A church grows not because of anything the pastor does. The church grows not because the pastor is spreading the message or advertising on the paper properly. Or the church grows because the members go out there and invite their family and friends to come to church. They come there, they like it, they stay. A political party grows because the members go out there and they grab their family and friends and they bring them in and they stay. That's how it works. You have to go out there. You have a duty. Wherever you are, spread the word. They're going to try to control the media. The media is sold out. But they can't sell you out. They can't buy you out. You see, they don't know what's happening in your home. They don't know the conversations happening in your home. Talk to your family and friends. That's how this is going to happen. There's a COI supporter in every home in this country right now. In fact, the PLP did a scientific poll. I'm saying this publicly. And if I'm lying, then they can come forward and say, see, Lincoln lying to y'all again. The PLP did a scientific poll recently. And the poll says that we have grown by leaps and bounds since election, and we are leading the way. We are leading right now. And that's why they are panicking. So, Mrs. Lincoln, who is the representative for COI for Eleuthera? Again, we have not ratified all of our candidates. We are giving persons a chance to apply. And once they apply, they're now going through the ratification process. They're doing interviews with the candidates committee. I was interviewed by the candidates committee. Everyone, including me, has to apply because we're now a party. Before election, we weren't a party. We were just independent candidates working together. Now we're an official party. And so I had to apply. I applied. They grilled me for like 2 hours. They know everything with me now. They know all my shoe size. They know everything with me. But the candidates committee grilled me, and then they have to go through the process. Okay, and so we've not released. But what we did was we encouraged persons to go into their community who are interested in particular communities and start working their communities. In some communities, that is happening right now. But if you know persons who are qualified and you want them to run in a particular area, you can encourage them to go right to our website, and they can apply on our website. All right, coalitionofindependence.com. You know, we're a tech savvy organization. Go to the website if they want to be a candidate and apply right there, coalitionofindependence.com. Independence is spelled with a T-S, not a C-E, all right? T-S. Independence. They talk about independent thinkers, independent mindset, not independence like what's happening tomorrow, all right? So that's where we are now, okay? And so I spoke to a friend who lives in Canada. He told me that there is no reason why the Bahamas isn't doing better. And that is true. Billions of dollars have been made. After we started revealing stuff, you started hearing the government admit to certain things. You know, you heard Carl Bethel say, you know, that billions are made from the flora and fauna by the cosmetic industry alone. Come on, man, we never knew that. That means they're still making that. Where does money going? What's happening with that? We don't see it in the government's yearly budget. The money's just being made. Graham Weatherford has been putting out videos of the ships actually out to sea, sucking up the aragonite and sand. Out to sea. This is why they don't need Ocean Key anymore. They used to use Ocean Key as they would take the sand, they would store it in Ocean Key, and then the ships would come in and take it from Ocean Key and take it internationally. Now they have ships that can suck it up straight into the ship and carry it wherever they want to go. And so Graham Weatherford has been releasing videos recently of this happening right in your face. Billions are being made. All we got to do is get ours. That's it. You know, because, you know, the status quo, the PLP and the FM don't want you to benefit. The PLP is in power now, so they're paying their trolls to go there and question whether we can make anything. They're making dumb, stupid comments. Like, oh, what if people out there already have the contracts? How are we going to get the contracts from them? If someone has a contract to extract or mine sand or aragonite, they don't have an exclusive. No one has an exclusive to do anything as it relates to our natural resources. They can do it and someone else can do it. But now we have an opportunity to tax them. All right? They're making stupid questions. Like I saw someone said, oh, well, the Queen owns the natural resources, so how are we going to get it? So don't mind linking them. The Queen owns the natural resources. Like, Jesus. If the Queen owned the natural resources, then she would have been getting money from it. She's getting no money from it. She would have had to sign. And, you know, the Queen is gone now, so it's really the king now. He would have had to sign whenever someone gets a natural resources contract. That is not the case. Before independence, and I've shown you this on one of my lives, the contracts before independence, the governor had to sign on behalf of the Queen. After independence, when we got our country, the Prime Minister signs because we are our own country. We own the natural resources. And let me tell you, since you're not comfortable with that, let me make this clear to you. We are going to be republic. In republic, we are going to own the natural resources. Okay? We own it now, but this is just for your comfort. I'm saying this. There's no question at that point. Republic. All right? So don't mind the naysayers and all these kinds of people who are going to come out there and make it seem like, oh, this is impossible. Don't let Lincoln them tell you how it's going to be done. Tell them how it's going to be. How are you going to benefit from the How are persons benefiting from it now? How is Bahama Rock benefiting from our natural resources? They're mining it, exporting it, and selling it. It's not complicated. Moving forward, they're going to mine it. They're going to pay us for royalties for mining it. They're going to export it, and they're going to sell it. The difference is we are going to get a piece of the pie. We're going to get free money because it's ours. person's going to come in and mine our natural resources, give us our royalty, export it, and sell it. We're going to make free money. We're going to use some of the money we're making free, and then we are going to start processing the natural resources that is mined so that now we can make the big money from it. We can process the natural resources and make glass, circuits, whatever we want to do, our sand. We can go into processing. We start with royalties. We expand it into processing. Do you see how easy this is? Let's go to the phone line. Good afternoon, you're live.
Hey, Mr. Lincoln Bean, how you doing?
I am awesome.
Yeah, man. I commend you on the great work you're doing. This is Howard Bo here from Freeport. I'm just chiming in and listening to, the knowledge that you're shedding on the people. Me and you had a previous conversation privately. And I'm not just, I know you told me to bring it on air so that question would have been asked. And this is just a concern. Okay, I hear you speak about the Republic, right?
Yes.
Normally after parties win the elections, those who are elected, those persons now, before they even enter into the house, we have a ceremony that's called the swearing in.
Mm-hmm.
And during that swearing in, we swear an oath of allegiance to those that are in England, okay? It ain't the Queen no more, it's now King Charles.
Yeah.
When we look at that oath of allegiance and the contents of that oath of allegiance, what it says in terms of our loyalty to the king and his heirs and his successors, how do we get around something like that when we would have already made a formal pledge? You see what I'm saying? Another thing, what I want to
Hold on,
ask
don't go on to the next thing yet.
Okay.
This is very simple. I don't understand why people make this complicated. When you go up the aisle with a woman and you swear by oath to marry her and be loyal to her till death do you part, etc., right? But then after a few years, you realize that this isn't working out. This woman is cheating on you. This ain't working out. You can't be there. You get a divorce, right?
Right. Okay.
And you move on, right? So swearing an oath to the Queen is until you divorce her. Barbados has divorced the Queen. Many other nations have divorced the Queen. And so I will not be swearing any oath to the Queen. I will take an affirmation because they put it in law. They say, listen, in order for you to become an MP, you have to either swear or do an affirmation to the king. All right? Okay. Well, I'll swear an affirmation. Well, not swear. I'm not going to swear. I'm going to do an affirmation to say whatever. We become the members of parliament, and then we say, hey, we're divorcing you. We're done with that.
Understood. And it's good that everyone is hearing this. Another thing, in terms of our aragonite, right, and our other natural resources, in terms of mining, and I want persons to understand this because, see, a lot of people are saying that we support Lincoln Bain, What you have to understand is that Lincoln Bain cannot go to a fight with just his mouth. He needs ammunition. And a lot of these events that he's having is to raise money. It's because you need money to fight war. Okay? I don't see the reason why as a people we cannot come together. We should not have to wait on a sovereign wealth fund. We can build a sovereign wealth fund by those same monies we are using to go and party and drink rum. We just need to be more responsible. And if we are going to approach this fight, have to be equipped with monies.
For instance, there are many companies out there that does mining, that has the equipment. Why can't we partner with these companies? Since the government don't want to give us a license, if we get our monies up, we can go and partner with these companies. Let them come in, since the government can give them a license, and mine and get our monies through them. Okay? We need to assist Lincoln being my people, not just with mouth, but financially. And also we need a database whereby if Mr. Lincoln being decides to put out a petition, for instance, seatbelt, if we had a database of some 100,000 or 200,000 persons in this country, or even 50,000, we could have done a petition, and just by the strike of our pen, the same way we go and we vote, we could stay right in our house and send, boom, our petition in. And guess what? That would speak volumes. Okay? So we need to use strategy. We can always use strategy now that we are in a more technology system to fight against these evil forces that are keeping our country backward. But I would end on this note and wishing you all the best, brother. All right?
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Okay.
Yes, there is nothing. Again, you have to WhatsApp call me on 803-5995 if you want to chime in. There is nothing that prevents us from benefiting from our natural resources. The PLP and the FNM is going to continue. Well, now it's going to be the PLP with their nonsense talk about why this can't work and why they're going to have all this negative talk. Nothing stops us from benefiting from our natural resources. We are ready to go right now. There are countries that need what we have. The world is running out of sand. Why are we poor? We have treasure in our waters. Why are we poor? We have trillions of dollars worth of treasure in our water. Why are we poor? All right? And so we're just going to wake up and make this happen, or we go backwards for the next 50 years. In order for this to happen, we need you. We need you. We need you. We need every supporter to spread the message of a new Bahamas. There's the only thing in our way right now. The only thing in our way is us. Good afternoon, you're live.
Yes, good afternoon.
How you doing?
How you doing today?
I'm awesome.
Wonderful, man. How you doing?
I'm alive.
Yeah, yes, I was wondering why no one is talking about what caused us this country to be in the mess that we in right now.
Okay, you talk about it.
In terms of what happened is like our governments, both PLP and FNM governments, both of us put us in a mess whereby when one party is in, they undertake major projects like schools, clinics, whatever, and they spend millions of dollars. They spend millions of dollars, right? And when the next party comes in, they just scratches the project, and then they gotta go ahead and find new money to go start their own project just because they don't want to give credit to the other party, and it only hurts the people because they find ways to make themselves to do well for themselves. Because I know a lot of people might not.
My brother, let me help you right there with some of that. I want you to understand it ain't about stopping the other party. It is about stopping the Bahamian people. They are given this false impression that they are fighting amongst themselves when they're actually working together. They're working together. This was the plan from Pinland Day. They are working together. All right. And so if they don't want to do something, right, they will have this party propose it and then stall, election come. And then this party come back and say, oh, no. We marched that down. And then you will be of the assumption, oh, they just marched it down because that's the other party. No, they never wanted to do it for you. That's why they're doing that. They work together on this. One party will, on the flip side, one party will say, okay, we bring in VAT. The other party will say, oh, VAT is wrong. It's evil. That's laziness. No, you can't put VAT on the people. And then they say, oh, we put in VAT. And then this party don't really fight. They'll say something, but you notice they don't really fight. They don't really shut the country down. And then this party will come in, and instead of them getting rid of the VAT, they increase the VAT because they working together to screw Bahamians. It ain't no fighting each other, That's a flam. That's fake. I worked in Hubert Ingham House as a police officer. And I know officers who worked in Perry Christie's house. They are working together. They having these conversations on y'all. They flamming. All right? And this is what they are doing. But we've been getting swing this whole time while these people been gang raping us.
I agree.
So we have to wake up. The only solution is to remove the PLP and the FNM out of the way. All right? Let them do what they're good at. They're good in opposition. Let them be in opposition. And then we come and take over the government. And we give this country to the Bahamian people.
I agree. I agree with you 100%. Because I had an opportunity to stay, to live in Abaco. I had an opportunity to live in Grand Bahama. And I can tell you, for what I saw happen there with Alby's Ferry, when they allowed these big ferries to come from out of Nassau and take over the routes where Alby Ferries used to run. And I thought it was real bad. I mean, like, these governments are governments only for themselves, and that on both sides.
My brother, all this talk, you hear them talking about, the PLP talking about while in opposition, but all of Escos and Brent Simonet and the white people and this and that. Brave Davis giving more contracts to the white people than anybody else. You see the new airport contract in Grand Bahama. Who's he giving that to? That's the same Brent Simonet and the white boys getting that contract. I showed the company, the people who own the company. All right, he giving out the Bahama Hot Mix International to build, hundreds of millions of dollars to build the hotel. Sorry, not the hotel, the airport. All right, watch what is happening. You have foreigners here, like this German man who come here, was working with the Hollow West Coast and this and that while the FNM is in power. Now he partnering with Brave Davis' nephew and them. Of course, Brave is have his family members front for him in business. You know that. But partnering with Brave Davis them now on Pearl Island, Athol Islands, and all these places. All right? These people working together. Yes, they gang raping us, but they don't want us to have nothing.
That's right.
Brave Davis' legacy could be simple. He could say that he is the man who empowered all Bahamians from our natural resources. Carbon credits, that's new money. That's free money. That's new money out of nowhere. I could take this and I'm giving every Bahamian a check. If that check is $5,000, Bahamians will never want Brave to be gone again. If that check is $5,000, Bahamians will say, boy, at least Brave do something.
Right.
But he ain't want you to get a dollar from the hundreds of billions of dollars.
I believe that. Keep the people poor and you can control them.
That's what he told me.
Wow.
Thanks for your call, my brother.
Yes, I appreciate you, bro.
Right. They don't want to empower y'all. That's why all of us have to fight. Go out there, talk to your family, talk to your friends, wake them up. It's simple, you break this down to the lowest common denominator. They were lying to us about our natural resources. You trust them? Now you know that it's real, that we have natural resources and we can benefit from it. You're going to go with them who've been robbing you? You're going with Brave, who say you're going to benefit from it? You're going for Pintard, who's a puppet of the oligarchs who don't want you to benefit from it? Who been benefiting from it? Them same white boys? You think they giving you a piece of their pie? Pintard is a puppet of Brent Simonet and the rest of them, the FNM oligarchs, who been benefiting from our limestone and et cetera, et cetera. You think you get something from the F&M? Well, this is the last call I could take, because again, go do some stuff. Can go see Sweet Emily in Miami. Good afternoon, you're live.
Good afternoon, Mr. President. What you saying?
I am alive, my brother. What you saying?
Boy, you're looking good. You're looking good. We stressful, right? I just come to bring one thing to you, right?
Yes.
You know me. You know what? I ain't have a group. I went to church this morning, right?
You is the man who used to help them teeth all our Aragonite. That's who you is.
Hold on. Hold it down. I went to church this morning.
Yes.
Right? I mean, my heart was so full when I saw we had members came from the church, and I be talking about Haitian kids who have no right and no understanding what's going on in this country. But you know, I have to love them.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying?
Of course.
When I look at that, I have a grandbaby in my daughter's belly right now, who soon to come, right? Right?
Mm.
We have all of these kids who are now here in our country and soon to be grown-ups. You understand me? We have to love them. We have to cherish them. We can't hate them because it's not their fault. You understand what I'm saying, Lincoln? And I mean, it's so hard to see like that our country is coming to this. Like people are just coming here and they swarming us and like they was there in the congregation and they took over the whole service. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, it was nice. It's a nice service and all of that, you know, but I just saying that to say this. What's going to happen to my kids and my grandkids? What's going to happen to them, Lincoln?
If the COI doesn't come to power, there will be no Bahamas for your grandkids.
What I'm saying, Lincoln, is that why can't we understand what's going on, man? Why can't we see what's going on? Why can't we see that these people only care about them? They don't care about nobody else. You know, the lady called me, Lincoln. You know who I am. You know I said. You know what I'm saying. Right? Lady called me and she had like 3 girls crying to me. You know what I do, Lincoln. I don't speak it. You understand? Even my own sister. Brother, I don't associate with them what I see. No. I just want to have my voice heard, like with you. You understand me? I met you as a stranger. I don't even know how I get to associate with you, but I just know that you have a spirit of what I am and what I carry. You know? And my thing is this, man. My thing is this. If we can find 2 more people, man, who won't be real, man. Everybody has won somebody. I don't make no big money, you know, but every week I take almost something half of salary and let's give it the people who need.
My brother, let me take you on another plane and another level. No Bahamian will have to be begging and suffering again. The reason we fight is that every Bahamian is going to benefit from their natural resources. And I'm glad that you called because there's thousands of Bahamians watching this right now. And you worked on Ocean Key, where they were mining our Aragonite while pretending it wasn't going on, while saying we had no natural resources. You worked there. And you saw
they got hundreds of thousands for me, Lincoln. I ain't trying to get that no more.
They have a lot of money. But you saw the billions of dollars worth of Aragonite being taken from Ocean Key. You saw it with your own eyes, right?
If it's a game, if you think it's a game, then come and let me show you. Let me show you. I have documents.
Yeah, I want the Bahamian people to hear you saying it because you worked there. Because they said the politician said we had no natural resources. You worked on the ship.
Hold on.
Brave tell you.
Told me that he's going to give Ed Curlin them to me. That's what he said to me. Right? Now I can't even see him, Lincoln. I can't even see him. You feel what I said? The Prime Minister in place now, I can't even see him. Okay? You feeling me?
Yeah.
You
You know, I was the only supervisor at the Cooperstown port. Me, Craig Van Nuckery. And I ain't scared to call my name because I ain't afraid of nothing. The only thing, you know me. You know what I'm afraid of. Lightning and thunder, that's all I'm afraid of. And God sent that. Okay? So that means I'm only afraid. All right? You know, and I have done well for this Bahamas. Yes, very much so. You know, and I'm still here punishing, and a lot of people punishing along with me.
My brother, hold on now. Hold on. It's some things I want the main people to hear, because everyone ain't watched documentary. Everyone don't know what's going on in this country. You work on ship that was collecting sand out south of New Providence, big amounts of sand. You worked on those ships, and sometimes other ships will come and park up right to the ship and carry the sand right there out to the ocean. They would never come back in, so there's no way customs could know what's going on. You witnessed that, right?
Yeah, Ocean Key was the miner for the sand. Okay, I put up the ship loader. Okay, I put up the ship loader. Me, Craig Van Nuckery.
Yes.
Almost get killed trying to get cables for the ship loader. Almost lost my finger. Listen. Me, I have done it. If they want to talk, let them come by me. Let them come by me. Inspiration, Richard, and just being quiet and just sitting down and being quiet because I letting God take his toll. You feel what I say? I was treated very unfairly in this country.
Right. I want to talk about the country right now. I ain't just want to talk with you right now because we want to transform this for the whole entire nation. All right. And that's why letting them hear a witness who was on those ships, who know what was going down. You've been on ship that was collecting sand and treasure was found, right?
Day one, Lincoln, from day one. And they try to hide it from me. And they try to hide it from us and make, they try to make us think like, hey, we just dredging sand now. You know, you understand what I'm saying? You know,
but treasure was found out to sea. What happened with that treasure?
Lincoln, listen to me. You know who you need to call and consult about that. Okay? All right? Because guess what? They know I know what's going on. All right? You understand what I'm saying?
So customs and antiquities and none of our officials ever came to pick up treasure that was found.
Ain't no law for the thieves in this country. Ain't no law. Okay? Okay, and if I want, I could call him Ed Curlin and Tony Myers, and they all bunch of thieves. You know what I say? And I want them come for me. I want them come.
And you can't call them thief, man.
I'm telling you what they is. Leslie Miller, thief. I have proof. Okay? I have proof. They all are thieves. And no good dogs. You hear me? They are maggots. You hear me? Let them come for me. They know I bad, but I just cool by myself in my corner right now because I want you to make the transformation of this country and then we can get them. You understand me? We can't get them now. Lincoln.
My brother, all the billions of dollars of aragonite that you helped to take out of this country, the treasure that was discovered, that you was there when they was discovering the treasure, this is now going to benefit the Bahamian people. Changes here, all right?
Then I go and get my little 2,000 in my pocket, my little 4,000 in my pocket. I think I got plenty of money. Stupid me. Didn't know. Never know. You know the ships what I load? You know the boats what I load? Never know. You understand me? Now they all fat and they rich and they jolly and all of that. And they trying to tell you and tell my people that, it's nothing to it. Come on. I only called tonight because today the incident within church.
Wow.
Okay? And I look at future Lincoln. I look at these kids are not responsible. You feel me? You know, but now we have a whole new nation building in our country. And we ain't watching that. Lincoln.
Yeah.
We ain't watching that. You understand me? This is what's so powerful, and I'm afraid because there ain't gonna be no space for my grands and my great-grandchildren. You know?
I gotta run, bro. I gotta end this live.
Yeah. But
anyhow, man.
Then you can talk later.
All right. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that gentleman right there was a supervisor working on Ocean Key. He was the one who used to load up the aragonite. He used to be out there out to sea while when they put down the crane to grab the sand, and they just blow it first to blow the sand, and they look treasure, valuable treasure. Just sand move, treasure show up. He was there. Bahamas, wake up your family and friends. Wake up your family and friends. And there's some people who are going to believe that, you know what, every time they promise you go back, it's the same thing. That's because they've been swung by the PLP and FNM. And they felt like they was voting for something different, but they wasn't. And so that's really what it is. Oh, you vote in Lincoln, they can do the same thing. You see, every time you vote, they say they can do something different, and they don't do nothing different because you've never voted different. You've always voted for the PLP and FNM, which was the same. And their intention was to discourage you until over the years, the Bahamians get so discouraged that they say, okay, now we need a new voting bloc. Let's let the Haitians in. They can appreciate us in their passports, and they can vote for us. Ladies and gentlemen, wake up. As you take this last phone call and post it on my page. I actually interviewed this gentleman where we gave more details on our documentary. You can see all of our documentaries. Go to coalitionofindependence.com. Go and watch the documentaries. They're important. We put them together. There's a lot of effort. Go watch them. There's a lot of our supporters who've never even watched the documentaries. They're just following because they know it's the right thing to do. Go watch the documentaries. You can see Vision 2025 there. You can see everything there. You can see the documentaries. Everything is right there. Go watch them. Go watch them, Bahamas. Go watch them. Everything is right there. AJ Sweet Emily performing somewhere in Miami. Some of our supporters in Miami gonna go grab me and take me out there, and then I'll be right back in Nassau to come finish this fight. We're going to win. We're going to have a new Bahamas where we own our number one industry. We own our number two industry. If it's going to be offshore banking, the Indians go own that. All right? That means that foreigners won't own it too. They could be in there too. Competition coming. We're going to empower Bahamians to own our number one industry, our number two industry, all of our industry. There will be no industry where Bahamians are not number one. None. And we're going to make sure of that. We're going to expand around the world. We're going to be in the shipping industry. We're going to compete with MSC. We're going to be in the cruise ship industry. How stupid is it that we don't own one cruise ship? I mean, Margaritaville opened a chain of restaurants, and they realized, hold on, the real money is in the cruise. If Margaritaville is getting visitors from the cruise ships when they land, and they realize that, hold on, we getting all these visitors from the cruise ship? Imagine how much money the cruise ship making. Then they decide, well, let's get some cruise ships. If they can do that just like that, we don't have the common sense to think that if we supply in services to the cruise ship, imagine the cruise ship making. Shouldn't we be in the cruise ship industry? Like Chester can't think of that. Y'all say he's smart? He couldn't think of that. Brave couldn't think of that. He been in the house from 1987. He couldn't think of that. None of these people could think of that. Well, anyway, they are the past. We are moving into a new Bahamas, the true Bahamas. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all. I got to get up this call. I got to get out there and do what I have to do. There's some industries that Graham is talking about it now on chat, Crypto City. We're going to go into cryptocurrency. It's going to be huge. Cryptocurrency is exploding right now. Litecoin has now taken over in June, took over Bitcoin in terms of volume. Bitcoin is now over $30,000. Don't mind the stuff with FTX. FTX has no effect on coin cryptocurrency. None, zero. All right. So there's some stuff that we're going to take our country to the next level. We're going to have these conversations moving forward. We're going to bring in shadow ministers and the talented people that's going to bring in this new Bahamas, new people with vision that's going to take us where we need to go. Bahamians, you will realize that every time we start to become a threat to them, they start to spread out rumors and all that. Y'all don't, when they bring out these little rumors and stuff about me, don't share them, man. Don't waste time with that, man. And tell off any family member who shared that with you, because you have to be a fool to know that they keep spreading lies and you helping them by spreading it more. We need change, and the government does not have the ability to bring that change. They have no vision. The only things they are doing is stuff they hear us talking about. But anyway, Bahamas, I gotta run. We have supporters everywhere, and they want to make sure that I am comfortable, and so I'm gonna go and listen to Sweet Emily, some Bahamian music, and I love you all. This is why I fight. We want to transform our country. We want to make it so that when they come to our country, they can hear Bahamian music on the street corners. Shut down the traffic of Bay Street. You will hear Bahamian music, entertainment on the street corners. You will see Junkanoo on the street corners. It will be a career for some people. That's their weekly pay. That's their full-time career. Junkanoo parades constantly on the hour, just like Disney has their parades on the hour constantly. There will be entertainment. We will transform Bay Street. There's a vision that is coming to this Bahamas, and the only way it's going to come is if you spread the word. You have to make this happen. You have to tell your family and friends, stop being fools to these politicians. Stop trying to make them rich. Stop fighting for a little couple dollars in contracts. Let's empower everybody. You know that it is true. You know that it can be done. A new Bahamas. Thank you, Bahamas. We love you. You're the reason we fight. Remember, we're having a dollar drive, so look for the information on my page to see exactly where we'll be. Support us. This is only going to happen if you make this happen. Dollar drive on Saturday. We need all of our supporters who normally help us with that, or anyone else who want to volunteer to come out. We got the bottles out there. Let's make this happen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. God bless you. God bless all of you. God bless all of you. We're going to transform our country that right now is not making any sense. We're going to change this nation. Yes, we will. And you are going to benefit. The only thing missing right now is not money, is vision and true leadership. I love you, Bahamas. This is why I fight.
You know, a lot of people wonder how Dubai became a very big, famous and rich city.
You see, if you're comparing with Nigeria, listen to this. Nigeria has oil before than Dubai. It's a history. They are more rich than us. They have agriculture, they have mining, they have everything, you name it, they have it. Am I right or wrong? When you have a true leadership, which we have nothing, but we have everything because we have the right leadership. That's the only thing you need, a right leader for your country, not corruption. That's what brings your country at the top. You don't need anything. We want water, we don't have agriculture, we don't have mining.
That's quite interesting.
And that's Sheikh Mohammed. Number one, he doesn't know number two, he needs only number one. He says, I don't know, there's no number two in my book. Only number one.
And here he doesn't ride in a convoy.